Welcome back. I'm Half Stick from the Appalachian Trail, and today I am talking about what people are wearing on their feet. So first of all, we have socks. What I wore on the trail was just Darn Tough socks. For the first 800 miles, I was switching in between socks, trying to figure out what worked best for me. And the biggest disclaimer that I can tell you is that everyone's feet are different. So I saw people on trail that had 0 blisters on their feet and they swore by certain socks. I tried those exact same socks and I had blisters everywhere. My feet, I think, are just prone to blisters and sweating. And so I had blisters for the first 800 miles until I finally got calluses. And then my feet were pretty good from there. So what I wore were just Darn Tough socks. You can get synthetic or wool, but most people are gonna have wool socks. Another option is to use these toe socks. These are actually called liners because they're so thin. And so these are Injinji sock liners. And what these are supposed to do is give you material between your toes so that you don't get those blisters in between your toes. So you're going to wear the liners and then you're going to wear Darn Tough socks. This didn't work for me. I ended up getting blisters right in between my toes where the socks are supposed to protect you from the blisters. But again, everyone's feet are different, so this might work for you. But with the liners, you're going to pair it with another pair of actual socks. These are just liners. And then another thing that you can do is instead of having 2 pair, you can go Injinji. These are just toe socks, so these are thicker, not the liners. And some people just wear these instead of wearing 2 pairs of socks. You have the liners and the socks. People would just wear these toe socks and just have 1 pair on their feet instead of 2 pair, a liner and a sock. Again, some people swore by these, said they never got blisters the whole time wearing just this. But for me, this didn't work either. So again, what I ended up doing was just the Darn Tough socks. And then you want to dry your feet out every single night and ideally switch to a new pair or a cleaner pair of socks in the morning. The shoes that I wore were Altra, A-L-T-R-A, Altra Olympus 6s, I think. The number doesn't really matter. They just do a new model every year. So, but the Ultra Olympus is going to have more of this padding here. So on the Appalachian Trail, there's lots of roots and rocks and all that nasty stuff. So you want to have lots of padding on the bottom here so that when you step on that, you don't feel it in your feet. What I started the trail with were Merrel barefoot shoes, and barefoot shoes are like the worst thing that you can wear on the Appalachian Trail because they have basically no cushion at all. So everything that you step on, you're going to feel on your feet. And after about 100 miles of barefoot shoes, my feet felt like they were bruised on the bottom. They didn't visually look bruised, but every step I took was very painful. Over about 2,200 miles, I went through 3 pair of Ultra Olympus shoes, and then my Merrel barefoot shoes got me the first 100 miles. So I was getting between 600 and 800 miles on these shoes. You can see the bottom, they're pretty worn out here. These shoes are not going to fold in the middle. A lot of times that's how they do a durability test, is they'll try and fold it and taco the shoe. And then they say if the shoe tacos, then it's no good anymore. They have something built in here so that the shoe's never really going to taco. So you're going to know when your shoes are done by the tread on the bottom. And you can see they're starting to fall apart here as well as on the nose here. So that's how you're going to know your shoes are done. When you lose your tread, and you'll start to feel it in your feet, ankles, and knees as well as you start to lose some of that padding in your shoe. Lastly, a cool thing that I used were these Gaitors. So these go around your ankle and onto the shoe here. What's really cool about these is these are Ultra Gaitors for the Ultra shoes, and the shoe has the little clip here in the front and the Velcro in the back. So these actually are made for this specific shoe. So you can clip it in the front and then Velcro it in the back. And this is going to keep you from getting dirt and grime and all kinds of other stuff in your shoes. I did notice a difference. I would get just little like dust and stuff in the shoes, and then with the sweat of my feet, it would kind of cake into this like mud, and it would rub on my feet and cause blisters. So these did help. They're not too expensive. I think you can get them like $20 or $30, and a lot of the places on trail are going to have a through hiker discount, so you can get like 10% off usually an item in the store. But I thought these were extremely worth it. I don't know if they'd hold up to 2,200 miles. I got these about halfway at Harper's Ferry, but definitely glad that I got these. So to recap, we have the Darn Tough socks, Injinji sock liners, Injinji toe socks, Altra shoes, and the Altra Gaitors.